Amparo, welcome to the IGF AGM 2020.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure for me to be here.
Amparo, can you please explain how Teck deals with this early phase, that is, exploration moving towards exploitation? What kind of procedures and guidelines do you have in place within the company?
So Teck has a very robust process in order to manage the early stage of exploration in relation with environmental and social impacts. The engagement with the communities takes place at this very early stage, and even though this is not part of the regulation in the country, as company we follow a strong process in relation with environment and with communities in order to ensure that we have a very early dialogue with participation of the communities that are involved in the exploration activity.
What would you say are your top 3 main challenges with regards to the ESIA processes leading to operations, and how do you deal with them?
I would say the 3 main challenges are related to the recognition of the significant impacts. The second one is about the early engagement with the communities. And the third one is the capacity to have strong teams that are able to conduct the process. In relation with the impacts, it's really important that we are able to understand those environmental impacts at the very early stage, be transparent on that. In that way, you are able to manage the impact and compensate and propose compensation measures, but also you are in a better position to engage with the communities and work and discuss and have a participatory process. So the second main challenge is about exactly that. Participation and engagement with communities. In our experience, we start a very early process, even before the environmental law obliges you to do that, and we conduct a voluntary participatory process. We have a discussion, we share the technical elements of the project, and we engage with the communities to understand and incorporate their views in the final submission of the environmental approval study. And finally, it is really important to have technical groups that are able to manage and understand the technical environmental component and also the engagement with communities. In that way, you are able to conduct the process and also to reflect in your final submission that perspective of the communities, and that will help you in the process that you will need to follow with those communities.
Are there good practices or tools put in place by governments or local communities that you would like to share?
Well, as part of our engagement with indigenous communities in the framework of our QB2 project, we were able to understand that the indigenous community Quechua of Huatacondo had significant concerns about water quality. So as part of our engagement with that community and also as part of the regulated process of indigenous consultation, we established a participatory monitoring system in relation with water quality. So the program has been in place for a couple of years now. The outcomes are really positive. We were able to help the community to be trained and to learn more about quality of water. We conduct this monitoring process in collaboration, and the discussion about water, I think, has been very powerful and useful, not only for the community, but also for us, because we have been able to go back to our operation and share some information coming from the community's monitoring process. So that is it's a very powerful experience that we have had.
And what lessons have you learned so far from the COVID pandemic and the crisis? For example, is the pandemic reshaping the way you engage with communities and authorities during ESIA processes?
During the pandemic in Chile, all the engagement, the formal engagement for the evaluation processes have been stopped by the authority because communities are not able to participate. That generates a big impact on some companies companies and the way they are framing their participatory processes, we have learned from our experience that we can manage and maintain some engagement using technology. And in that way, we have prepared and trained our communities team. And also we need to help the communities to have a strong technical services so they are able to participate in this way. It is difficult. It is not the same than having a face-to-face conversation and interaction, but technology can help.